Hello, welcome to ICE's Thought for the Week. My name is Doug. It has been a crazy year so far, and we're only a few days in, but the last 365 days have been mad. It's like going for a walk in Dartmoor and then not bringing a map, so you have no idea where you're going. But the Bible tells us that despite our circumstances, God is with us. But if we look back at this last year, is that true? Can we trust Him? And the answer is yes, He is with us, because He promised He would be, and He's proven it many times. One of my favourite stories in the Bible is the story of Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego. They were three Israelites who, when they were young, were taken into exile and in Babylon, and they were forced to live there. They were intelligent guys, so they got to serve in the government of King Nebuchadnezzar. King Nebuchadnezzar had become so powerful that he started to consider himself a god. He had this massive statue built for him that all who saw it when music played would have to bow down to it. Now Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego believed in God, and they followed God, and they knew they were not to bow down to anyone other than the one true God. And so they refused to bow down. When Nebuchadnezzar heard about this, he was absolutely furious. He demanded they come before him and answer for their actions. They told him that they're not going to bow down because he's just a man. He's not God. Nebuchadnezzar said, "If you don't bow down to me, I will have you thrown into a blazing furnace." Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego answered, "We know our God will save us, and even if He doesn't, we will never bow down to you." At this, Nebuchadnezzar hit the roof. He was so angry. He had the blazing furnace turned up even hotter. It became so hot that the guards outside the furnace caught fire, and he had them thrown in. A few moments later, he asked his attendant, "How many people did I throw into that fire?" "3, he said. "Then why do I see 4? And why does one of them look like the Son of God?" What I love about this story is it shows us God's response to suffering. That when we are in suffering, God is right there with us. When Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego were thrown into a blazing furnace, God was there with them. Jesus was there alongside them and kept them safe in that place. Another amazing person was Corrie ten Boom. She was a Christian who hid Jews from the Nazis during the Holocaust, but she ended up in a concentration camp because of this. It was in that concentration camp that she saw God doing incredible things. God bringing people peace in that insane situation, bringing love, bringing comfort to those who were suffering. On her experience in those camps, Corrie ten Boom once wrote, "There is no pit so deep that Christ's love has not gone deeper still." God never promised us a life free from suffering. If we look at Jesus' life, we can see that this wasn't the case. Jesus had a life full of suffering. But in our suffering, God promises to be there with us. If we take our simile from the start again, it's like we're going on that walk in Dartmoor, without a map, but this time we have the world expert on Dartmoor there, right there with us, telling us which direction to walk in and telling us where to put our foot next. One of Jesus' first followers was a man named Peter. He was often persecuted and thrown in jail for his beliefs. But he once wrote a letter to some other Christians who were persecuted, and he wrote this: "Humble yourselves therefore under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you." Despite our circumstances, God cares for you, and He wants to be with you in your suffering. If you need peace right now, ask Him for it, and He will give it to you. And whilst doing that, trust that He's in control. Continue to love the people around you and serve the people around you, despite everything that's going on. That's all from us. See you next time. Bye.